How's it going, everyone? Tomahawk and I are coming hot off of the Ashika Island. Tomahawk, dude, a little savage.
Suki Castle.
Fucking, you little puffy,
yeah,
dude.
Man, that's good.
Just getting kill after kill after kill.
It's about time, man.
Did you take anything before we went online?
I took a little shot of Gatorade. Do you think that had anything to do with it?
In a shot glass?
No, in a mason jar. It's been sitting.
That can't be the reason why you were getting so many kills, man.
On
in
the
that
counter
last, you
from
were on
yesterday.
fire.
I don't know.
Tomahawk's like, I got a double kill. I'm like, man, there's 3 red names on the side of my screen. That's a triple kill in my book.
Yeah, it has been going
puffy
good.
In that last sesh.
I feel like that 120 hertz is kicking in for me there and doing something. Those FPS.
Like medicine.
Yeah.
Takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes before it starts to kick in.
Till the medicine takes. Yeah. Yeah, God, it feels good, though. I don't know what could be different. The only thing
we're in a
news
we're in a parallel universe, man.
We're back
parallel
on the
universe. Something fishy's going on here.
That's not it, but
dude, normally you take a controller out of the gamer's hand, you put them on a PC, and fucking shit just like, normally they usually the gameplay gets a little better. Frames per second, all these things come into effect. You're using a mouse, so it's not just your thumb on the little, DualShock thing there. But no, not in this parallel world.
Nope.
Throw a controller in Chuck's hands, everyone. You better watch out.
Yeah.
Slipping and sliding around the map.
I'm not sure if you remember, but when you were forcing me to learn to do it on PC, I think I said something very similar to that. You're like, shut up, boy. Quit your crying.
You're a unique specimen, man.
It's like, no, we're going to the settings. All right, ChukTomahawk.
I think it just kind of played out that way because my PC can't handle gaming right now. My little laptop, it's reaching its limit. So I switched back over to the PS5 when it comes to playing Warzone, and Pepe Tortilla's always been on PlayStation 5, so it just kind of worked that way. And since it's cross-platform, no harm, no foul with Tomahawk.
Yeah.
But there was that kind of it wasn't as smooth as a connection.
True.
And you were kind of left alone there on the PC in terms of our group. So I think, you probably just said, fuck this. I'm gonna go back over with this game. And is that kind of how it happened?
Well, and too, it kept a couple situations we would be playing
guys,
Chivalry or something, and it would be like, all right, let's switch over to Warzone, and I'd have to go through all, say, all right, I'll see you guys over there, and go find my other headset.
Don't forget me.
And especially when it was loading, there would be that weird time period where it's like we could sort of talk, and then you would start talking, and then it would start breaking up, and yeah, and then, when it finally came back on, you're laughing like you've just said something funny.
The Tortilla and I are just totally talking shit about you the whole time while it's loading your voice in. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and there's always that moment where, do I say, I didn't hear you guys, and can we say it again, or do I just kind of act like I heard you, oh, yeah.
I'm going to play it off. I'm just going to play it off.
Yeah, because...
whatever they said, I'm sure it was funny, but I'm going to pretend like I heard it, but it wasn't actually that funny, so I'm just going to act real serious, and let's just keep this going.
Yeah. Let's focus, guys. Let's focus a little bit here.
It's hey, this is a real deal. We're loading in.
What's our strategy here?
It's a competitive game, fellas. Lock it up.
No, it's like that because you're kind of afraid it's going to break up again. So I'm a little less likely to say anything anyway. I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, no, and then, and this can happen even on if we're all on the same platform, you're loading in, everything's going smooth so far, everyone's pumped, loadouts have been checked, attachments are ready to go. And someone gets dropped right when you're about to jump out of the plane.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a little bit more common when there's someone in the group that's on a different platform.
It's true, but I will say one thing about our group: we don't leave a man behind. But like, I think I've been more like
that.
we're just randoms. Like we kind of had a good round or two, and we said, all right, let's stick together, and then they get dropped, and you're kind of like, well, see you on the other side.
Like, this round started really well, but fuck, we're gonna have to back out and go back for our man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the tortilla got dropped. We can't leave him behind.
We don't.
Because it's funny because that's also like in part because we would never leave a man behind. We're all gaming together. But like you need that element. You need that other player. Like it's really important for that player to be there.
You do, but remember like those times like where it's like we've all gotten dropped or something and he's the only one left in there and he doesn't come out and we're like, he's still just charging down the tunnel and racking up.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. You guys got kicked. Oh, you're right. Fuck you. Oh, son of a. You gotta like send him a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Hey man,
we're all three back in the lobby talking to each other like.
Hey, bro, you're the fucking squad leader. I mean, come back, beam back to the ship, Captain.
Dude, the funniest ever too was the other day when we got that win with him, and it's like at the end of it now, the helicopter comes and picks everybody up, and when you're flying out, it's like it showed a picture of him, and it was like the killer.
Oh yeah, that's a new change. I noticed that they kind of like attach a title to you at the end of the round if you win, to kind of like distinguish how you contributed or something like that.
Yeah, and then it was like it showed you, and it was like the assassin. And then it showed me and it said survived.
He's surviving. And then your guy just kind of like flops into the helicopter seat, just like bushed. Like, fuck, that was one hell of a little gas cloud right there.
I was sitting there wondering, did I get a kill? And then I saw that and I was like, no, I don't need to look anymore. I know I didn't.
Yeah, there might be some damage points in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's the worst though. When there's also no damage. 73.
It says like you got 3 kills, then it says like 100 damage. Like, man, okay. I was fishing there. I was fishing. I don't deserve those. I don't deserve those.
Set a lot of mines out.
Like, I obviously stole those kills. Got that last bullet in. That last little fly bullet gets the kill. Like,
oh yeah. How does that work? The person that downs them gets the kill, though, right? Or is it the person that finishes them?
Oh gosh, I used to know the answer to this, like back in season 1 days.
Right.
Back in the day of Warzone, man, Warzone's been out for some time now. Like
2020.
It's gone through some phases.
Spring of 2020.
Sorry for all the background noise. In case you hear that, Tomahawk and fellow gamers out there listening.
Somebody back there.
Dude, there's a mechanic next door, dude. And sometimes, dude, I wonder like how much mechanicking skills he actually has. Because there's sometimes where I'm just like, that cannot be good for the motor. Whatever. You're just like, fuck. And dude, at the same time, I'll have some like Bad Bunny on, some of that reggaeton Bad Bunny, like, just like, I'm like, man, this guy, man, he's either a 5-star mechanic or a 1-star mechanic.
Yeah. You're like, man, I jerked my car off there for a flat tire.
Hey, I'm potting. Fuck. Yeah,
Solo
I work from home, brother. All right, we deviated hard there. We took a hard left at Albuquerque right there.
It was fun.
What were we talking about? Warzone? Yeah, so the older variations of Warzone, I forgot what I was kind of trying to get at there, but what was I?
They didn't have that ending thing, at the end for sure.
Oh, that's right, the ending thing. Yeah, that's right. They didn't have that.
It looked like a Survivor. That was heartbreaking. And now I feel like when I'm in a match, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I got to do something here. I need to like get this contract or something at least. Like I'll be the operationist.
The rescuer or something. You're like reviving people and stuff.
The brains of the operation. But that's fun though, man. I love how that movement. Like the crazy slide canceling is not quite as much of a factor anymore. I do feel like that's probably played a part in me doing a little bit better because It used to be when it would get really close up. Like I think that's where the PC was a little worse for me, because I don't think I use backwards a lot when I'm doing the WASD situation. I don't think I go back a lot there, and that's one thing I noticed with the controller. Like I can be looking down the stairs and backing up them. Kind of like.
You just hadn't gotten used to fingering your keyboard. It sounds like giving it the proper fingering. Hitting that S key.
Do you back? Do you?
Yeah. Do you that S key. WWWAASS. Oh, wait, not A. A's not in there, is it? Is A one of them? I don't remember anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't gamed on the PC anymore.
WAS.
Tomahawk's looking down at his keyboard.
I think the S is the back. The A and the D are the right. D's the right. A's the left. W's forward, and then.
All right, I was on there then.
Yeah, D is backwards, and I just don't use that a lot. But you're always getting on to me if we're like sneaking around a corner and you turn around and I'm looking at you, like how you're like,
dude, you're like cornering me against the wall here, man. Like I'm being hard. I've been hard on you your whole game. Like, what the fuck, Chuck? Get cover. Get cover. What are you standing in the road for? Oh, I'm down. Yeah. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, so there's why I've gotten better. Yeah, I can't. It's not allowed.
I'm not that hard on you, man. Yeah. Am I? Sometimes I've tried to get better at it. I've tried to be like, you're like, okay, calm down, Ovox. Yeah. Calm the fuck down, dude.
Warzone coach.
Yeah, I'm that WZC, baby. Send me a DM. Dude, we forgot to give the intro. Oh, welcome gamers, non-gamers, PvEers, PvPers, and even NPCs. This is the New Wave Gaming Podcast. I'm Ovox.
And I'm ChukTomahawk.
The one and only Tomahawk. Extra puffy today, coming off of some solid kills on the Warzone.
Triple extra large Mark Hamill. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Dude. When you asked me, I was like, hey, man, I need to get a new camera or something. I feel like I look a lot like Luke Skywalker in that last video. Yeah. And I saw the picture, I was like, holy shit.
And I'm not talking about the young Luke Skywalker. I'm talking about now.
You're talking about that recent Skywalker? Yeah. The one they were looking for on that planet? I don't remember how it went, but he comes out of that little hut.
The one drinking the blue milk.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling the force.
Yeah, you are, dude.
It looks pretty good.
And I'm not gonna lie too. Like I wouldn't mind getting another couple of rounds in when we're done with this potty.
I'm down.
Just before jumping into that editing phase.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, we're here keeping it consistent for all of you out there. I wonder how everyone's doing with their gaming, man. These days, there's a lot going on, but at the same time, I feel like there's not a whole lot going on with gaming. We did have the PlayStation showcase. There's some cool stuff there.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you where they're not getting out of hand gaming is in China. I learned it. I learned an interesting fact this week.
We're going international, baby. Let's do it.
I think it's like some kind of New Year's celebration or something going on in China. I think they're getting in like a couple extra rounds or something.
No, that was back in January.
Oh,
dude,
yeah, okay.
I think I know what you're talking about, or I think I have a relative idea of what you're getting at.
I didn't realize, Chinese but bros. I want to say a few years ago, like maybe 2020 type time frame, 2019, they started a law in China that minors could only play. I think at first it was 90 minutes a day. And then later on, they cut it down to 1 hour a day, and only on like say the weekend, like Friday night.
They took a whole 30.
They took another 30, and then they gave them like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays.
They're so angry over there.
Well, and what really stood out to me is they called it a gaming addiction, and it was like to fight gaming addiction. And I find that interesting because I have seen, especially with Ark, like I've not been able to control at times like how much I was playing, and
you're a full grown.
And I'm a full grown human.
You're
That's
a full grown. Yeah.
So yeah, I could see how a kid especially might get their hooks in them. Like I'm not sure what the most popular games are there, but apparently they sort of put on hold even approving new games.
Dude, there's like a freaking like game institution filter that like approves or doesn't approve games, man. I saw that.
Interesting.
Do you got that article close by?
do
Is it
have
like
the article here.
do you know the name of that institution there? They've got like a full on. I don't know if they have an equivalent in the U.S. or in Mexico. I'm sure there's like parental authorizations, and like you have to like, you know, in the US you have to put the rating on the box and all that stuff, and I'm sure there's like manufacturing rules and so on and so forth. But man, like for there to be a actual like governmental body that approves or disapproves games and like issues gaming licenses and stuff, that's, man.
I want to say I read somewhere it was linked.
Doesn't sound very liberty to me.
They had linked it maybe to their like film industry. Like I want to say that happened in the early stages of like the one that we have in the United States, like where you had the R, you know, being PG type ratings, and I want to say later on they kind of adapted it some, but I think that's how it works.
They probably wanted to. They probably wanted to bring down the China Fire back in the days when. Mortal Kombat was like, you know, causing a whole scene in the politics, and there were people trying to shut it down. And I think there was like, I don't remember correctly, you know, so don't beat me up for this, but I think there were like congressional hearings, and states were considering banning games like Mortal Kombat. You remember all that?
I do.
Stuff back in the 90s.
You're talking about,
I think that's when they were trying to, or were considering trying to like throw down some like China style regulation, like, you know, you have to like apply for a license for this game, and, you know, so on and so. Who knows how crazy it gets? You know what they say, man? When you start allowing those little movements, they just kind of snowball, and things get more and more. Things get limited, restricted, taken away.
Yeah. It's all fun and games until they take away something you like. You know, at first you're like, well, it's not a big deal. Like, you know, and then you're like, well, wait a minute.
Try to take away Taco Bell? What did a Taco Bell ever do to you?
That's right.
I need Taco Bell, Dr. Pepper, and my gaming.
Exactly.
Like, dude, when they started selling, you know, DP down here in Mexico, Dr. Pepper. Mm-hmm. I mean, not when they started selling Dr. Pepper. I don't know when exactly they started selling Dr. Pepper in Mexico, but when they started selling it here where I live, man, it was great, you know. And like, if they were to like take that away, like, what are you gonna, you know, what would be next, you know?
Oh yeah,
tacos al pastor? No, sir, you ain't taking those away.
No,
you know?
shit. No more huevos rancheros.
Yeah. So, are the little ones able to game over there, or are they totally screwed?
I think it's somewhat in control of your parents, and they've definitely probably got a little bit stronger. Like games have to come with some controls in there, like a kid mode, you know, type situation. And I think I did read a little bit about some workarounds, like where people are. You could pay an adult to have an account, like to use an adult's account. Oh yeah,
dude. If you restrict something, they're going to black market it.
It definitely, and it makes
they're
going to find
ways to make money. Yeah.
But imagine what a holiday weekend must be like for gaming on there. Like, you know, I mean, that's the time to get it in. But
is that when they're like, all right, it's holiday weekend, so you get a couple extra hours.
You get like the game. You get like, even though it's maybe not the weekend, you get to play, you know, for an hour. And
you get the full 60.
Yeah.
On a weekend. Wow, dude, that's so nuts, dude.
It's so short of a time too. Imagine if you got dropped, like we just got talked about in Warzone, like you know, your first couple.
Dude, you just lost 10. You just lost 15 if you get dropped.
How do they count that exactly? Like is there like a timer or something? Like, it does seem like it would be hard to enforce, but apparently they're enforcing it. Because
dude, it's the same way they counted that 1 month YouTube Premium you went after. They count it, baby, and they know when you're done or if you're going to keep it going or not. They you know.
They
got ways.
You want to come back? That's true. God.
You like no ads, don't you?
Do you feel like when they ask you to rate things, if you give them a bad rating, they put you in some kind of list or something? Or if you give them a good one, you get...
I've always wondered that, dude. Like, if you're watching your favorite YouTuber gamer, dude, and then, you know, or whatever, you're uploading a video on your channel or something, and before you get the opportunity, the little thing comes up and it says, how would you rate the last ad that you just saw? Or like, skip survey. It's like, so, dude, bro,
you know, there was
listeners out there. Has anyone been like getting swamped with this fitness freaking ad on YouTube of this dude saying, you don't need to do paleo, you don't need to do keto, you don't need to do whatever, you just take this test, learn your body type, and you'll get shredded in no time. Have you not seen that, dude? Is that
I feel
not
like
coming
maybe
up
I
for you?
have. I've probably even seen that on TikTok.
It's this guy,
I think.
dude, and he's doing all these like, you don't need to do all these crazy workouts and shit. And dude, he's all over YouTube, man. He's like the guy is putting in money for ads on YouTube. And then there's like,
is he like the new
ads
Sham
of
Wow
his
guy?
dude, you're gonna see it now that we've talked about it here on this digital exchange.
We
Dude,
talked
it's gonna come up on all your bullshit.
Siri,
Dude,
close
what
your
the
ears.
fuck? Yeah. Stop listening.
Oh, there she is.
Dude, next thing you know, he's gonna come up before all of our clips for everyone, man.
God, that is so true, man. I remember when people first started saying that, like, it's like, well, I was talking about getting some Trex decking, and next thing I knew, my Facebook page was covered up. Home Depot ads. And
You might like. What? No shit. And there's a sale? Man, it happened to me the other day. I was thinking about Battlefield 2042 because I've been enjoying it on, speaking of PC slash console, I've been playing it on console, and I still get those desires to play on PC because I really like, for the record, I do enjoy first person shooters on PC more. I feel like overall I just play a little bit better on the PC, have more control. So I remember like just kind of like, I don't remember if I was talking out loud or just thinking about it, dude. One of those weird scenarios. I'm like, I kind of want to play 2042 on PC on my laptop, and dude, it popped up as going on sale on Steam. It's like,
you're scaring me when you say you just thought about it. Like it's
Dude.
already scary enough that it's listening to our
Dude,
voice, but like when it gets to the point where I just think about it,
dude, if you're paranoid, man, and you're on the talk, dude. They're listening. They're listening, dude. They're looking at your gaming and everything, man. Look at this guy, dude. He's fucking killing it on Warzone. He's got a pod. They call him Tomahawk.
we need to get. Yeah. What do you think they're selling me? It seems like they're.
Fucking,
doing
dude,
the
you
bite
buy anything
dance.
that they'll throw at you, man.
I have bought a few things off there. That's
Like,
true.
You're
There are
like,
certain
like
things.
I don't know what game was it. I don't remember what game it was, dude. Tortilla and I were like, oh, dude, man, fuck, that level was so much fun. We were playing this game, and like, oh, Chuck, man, if you get a chance, check it out. Fucking next day,
Sorry, Bob.
hey, I got that game. It's downloaded. Like, fuck. Dude, it's dope, man. Fucking retired life, baby.
It is nice, yeah. Yeah, it's nice that you
Fuck,
don't
dude,
have
this
to go
camera's not
shopping
working
for
that
'em.
well. It's zooming on my microphone and not on my face. Next day, got this new camera for the pod, man. It's got AI. Fuck. Sorry,
Get
I
that adult
interrupted
money,
you.
yeah. No, yeah. You gotta have the essentials, man.
Yeah, no, fuck. Yeah, so okay, so that's that's not surprising to me. I've never been to Asia. I'm hoping to go to Japan real soon. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been to China. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, we've all heard that that just things are a lot more monitored and restricted over there in some sort of degree or another. But I can't speak from experience. So, but
I had
yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, in a way, just to contribute to the topic, I can see where the logic in having regulations and restrictions on minors gaming can be good. I can see where they're trying to go with that. Obviously, there's a lot to unpack with that. Like, if you observe, or if the authorities, like, without a shadow of a doubt, find an infractor or someone that's not how do they who's in trouble for that? Obviously, the parents. They're not going to go after the minor, so that would be a consideration. I just wonder if, and again, this is coming from someone with no experience of China and also no experience as a parent, but I feel like good parenting to some degree would probably be more effective, than making it illegal.
True. And
You know, if I ever have kids, I'm gonna be very like cognizant of the impact technology can have on a young mind, and I'm gonna be very on top of that. You know, and that's easy for me to say. It's not like, you know, but yeah, that's a weird.
What would
one, man.
be the tough part, and I think was sort of where the deal was there for them, is the kids that were having the most trouble with it had parents that also did it in large quantities, and so you're saying you would model the correct behavior for your kids and not be gaming all night, you know, after they go to bed. Like, that'd be a tough.
It's hard to say, man, because if I try to put myself in that scenario, then I have to put myself in that scenario in all aspects. What do I mean by that? Well, that would mean that I'm a parent by that time, and I probably will look at life differently. Perhaps, you know, my gaming probably won't be as extensive as it is now. So I see what you're saying. I see where the question, the inquiry lies. But if I really look at that question, I have to look at it from all angles. And who knows? It's hard to say. Because, I love gaming. And it's going to be, there's going to be a lot more gamer parents as the years go by. You know?
Yeah. And something tells me your restrictions probably wouldn't be like 1 hour only on the weekend or something, you know. I think that sounds pretty harsh, you know, and I think you could link it to other things as long as school's going okay and you know, the kid seems healthy and everything, getting enough outside time, vitamin D and all that.
If there's a really good balance that really, like, I don't know, I don't want to go too off topic, but like if I do ever have kids, I'm really going to encourage them towards outdoor activities, martial arts, and then gaming's fine, but definitely on the not as much end of things.
Yeah.
But
that's probably a good thing. I don't think regulating it is probably a good path. I don't know. It just seems strange. Like, why put all the money into an institution and employees and all of this stuff, and then into the administrative / judicial system to keep check on all that stuff, and you know, when you can just try and lean on good parenting. That's just kind of what comes to my mind. Again, what do I know? Yeah, probably educating parents would be a real thing about ways to approach it, things to substitute for it, you know, like outside time and things like that. But
say, hey, get off the phone.
Yeah.
Get outside.
Yeah.
Go build a ramp with some wood and launch off it with a bicycle. Jesus, God. Be a kid.
I would like to go to China. I think it would be interesting for sure. I had a really close friend from work that went, and one of the interesting things he reported when he got back that's not regulated there is that people would be kind of going around with their little kids, and their little kids would be wearing this little uni suit, like almost like kind of like insulated underwear type situation or whatever. And it had one of those barn door type things in the back. And whenever a kid had to freaking take a dump, that they just dropped trowel right there and like,
that's gnarly,
and
dude.
pooped on the sidewalk. He said
little
that like
loafs on the side of the road.
No, like right on the sidewalk is the way he described. He was like talking about like having to kind of watch where he was going, like, you know,
like, fuck, dude, it's like
stepping
walking
a little baby shit or
some fried chicken shop, and I see this little family on the front, dude, little kid, dude, just pulls his back door open, drops a loaf right on the walk.
Yeah, you're on your iPhone.
Damn, dude, playing my Switch, trying to get past. Whoa.
I don't know about you, but if I
And
don't,
little man loafs on the sidewalk.
I don't
That'd
care
be weird,
how much
man.
I like a pair of shoes. If I step into human shit with them, I'm probably they're done for. They're going in.
You'd catch and release?
I'd send them in the trash. And
No shoot.
I have sort
really?
of a rule. I've seen some things pass this rule, like deny this rule, but most of the time, if something is touched by shit, it becomes shit to me. Is the way I feel about it. You know, it's got to go.
What about the thing about how we all have a lot of poo matter under our fingernails? How do you attack that?
Wow.
Using your logic?
Boy, that puts me in the shit, doesn't it?
It's like you just put me between a rock and a hard place.
Oh man.
Or between
It's a tough
a
one.
landmine and a hard place.
Dude, I feel like other people can live with this rule better, but I like shit can touch things and they just throw it in the washing machine and like it's like it never happened to them. But
I mean, I'd probably hit it with the hose first before throwing it right into the machine. Dude, it's like a fucking half a cake on the side of a shoe and you just throw it into the machine. Fuck it. Just throw an extra tablespoon of detergent in there. It'll be fine.
it's a washing machine. Yeah, is the way that they seem to think about it. That ain't how I think about it. Because then the washing machine's been touched by poo, and I'm like,
you gotta get rid of that. That's gonna take a big truck. This is a gaming podcast, for Christ's sake, dude. Let's get back to what we need. Fuck. Tired about
things are tough
landmines
there in China. That's the point of that story. All right, moving on. Onward.
Yeah.
All right,
Dude.
pull up countries where people don't poop on the sidewalk.
It's not that funny. Why do I feel like that's not going to be a very long list? Dude, the U.S. ain't going to be on that list, brother. Let me tell you what. I'm pretty sure you can go to a couple of larger cities in the lower 48 and find people pooping on the sidewalk.
Golly. Sometimes you got to go.
Again.
You ever had... I have to admit, it's been one of the staples. I would say about every third time I've visited Mexico at some point, I've had to poop on the run kind of thing. You know?
Oh, yeah? Like an emergency mode?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like get up in the weeds, and once I had to, and I mean, it was just full emergency, and I had to go up in the weeds, and this guy came riding by on a bicycle. I was like, lo siento, es muy enfermo.
Tiene papel?
he looked at me and was like, he just like looked the other direction. It's like, thank God. God. There was like a piece of plywood nearby, and I kind of looked at it, thought about grabbing it, and holding it up in front of myself when I saw him coming. But I was like, that's gonna be even weird.
Yeah, just like the fuck? It's blocking like just the side of your leg. Everything else is visible. We'll get back to gaming eventually. I can totally visualize you. ¿Qué haces, güey? Ay, perdón, me siento enfermo. Lo siento. All right. Hey, PlayStation Showcase. Getting back to gaming. There was a lot there, but I just want to say that I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 3, the remake. Dude. Metal Gear Solid Delta, I think is what they're going to call it. I think that's what that little triangle means.
So you played this game growing up, right?
Dude, I'm a Metal Gear Solid whore. I fucking love that shit.
I'm aware of it, but I never played it, and I watched a little bit of gameplay.
You haven't played the MGS, dude?
No.
You haven't played a little bit of that tactical espionage?
Does it kind of remind you of like a Ghost Recon or those sort of games that are a little more like campaign based type situation, right?
It's well, they self-describe it as a tactical espionage action type game. You know what I'm saying? So it's the later ones are both third person and first person, but it's mainly third person, and it's more of a role-playing shooter. Mm-hmm. It's not like a Ghost Recon I haven't played Ghost Recon. I'm just kind of assuming that Ghost Recon is like most of the other first-person shooters. Is Ghost Recon a first-person shooter, or is it third person?
It is, but it's more role-play espionage like you're talking about. It'd be like, you got to get your team all in place and everybody shoots at once kind of thing. And if you don't, it's going to go bad. I mean, it can kind of be played the other way, like but the way it's meant to be played is sneaking around, sort of. No,
Metal Gear is a game, a genre. It's almost like its own thing, man. It's so, and dude, I cannot think of a military role play shooter type game with a deeper story. Like Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear, he just went hard in the story, dude. He must have just fucking smoked some shit and fucking just like unleashed creativity on paper, because like the story is so deep. I can't even like. I don't even want to get into it. Like we'll have to like have a
river of darkness there.
Fuck, dude, it goes all the way back to like the Cold War, the story and stuff. And it's such a fascinating story and has so many twists and turns. Like that, even the people online that have really like broken down the lore and the story, even they don't fucking get it, dude. They're like, they'll even say in the video like, I honestly don't understand this fucking part. And then we go from here. Like.
Well, apparently that's a lot of like what this trailer was, what had going on. I watched the trailer and I think my first thought was like, man, this kind of reminds me of Ark, and which a lot of things do.
I might have to tame that.
Like, man, was this Unreal Engine 5? All right. Like, you know, and I was kind of looking at it. I was like, Konami. I thought, like, what if the Konami code works in here?
Konami way.
Yeah, not in this town, son.
Not in this household, freckle face.
Not in the South here, but and then I watched a review of it, and there was tons of like Easter eggs. Like the parrot was apparently incredibly significant. Like it was from another game, and the whole story.
Dude,
was
I'm gonna send you some
Easter eggs.
I'm gonna send you some. Yeah, sorry, I keep interrupting.
No,
keep
you're
going.
good. No. I'm intrigued for sure, and kind of like I wonder how come I missed this one. Is it like would you say its heyday was sort of the mid '90s or something, or when do you remember playing it?
The first one I played was Metal Gear Solid in I think it was like 92 or 93. Let me see.
Huh. Yeah. I must have been.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid, man. Snake, Naked Snake, Solid Snake. All those. It's just such a deep story, man.
And this would have been on, like, say, the PlayStation 2 or original
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
Metal Gear Solid. Let's see. It's all like Metal Gear Solid is an action-adventure stealth video game developed and published by Konami for the PlayStation in 1998. Sorry, I was
98. Yeah.
Multiple years off, but yeah, 1998. And yeah, dude, it was one of those games that like people were buying the PlayStation over, like because you could only play it on the PlayStation. And then they released Metal Gear Solid 2. Which just completely just blew my mind, man, at the time. The graphics, just the gameplay, the stuff you could do, it was the little details in that game, like being able to hide in lockers and being able to stealth kill bad guys or just all these little things, and just it's always had this very, very subtle, like, that Japanese twist and feel to it in terms of the artwork and the storyline and the little things you'd find, and it almost had this very, very subtle anime-ish kind of feel to it, but it's not anime in any way, shape, or form. The graphics are unreal in all of them. For each stage of Metal Gear, like as they come out, the graphics would always be very amazing for the system. Like the Metal Gear graphics for the time, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, amazing. Metal Gear Solid 2, amazing. Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3, the one that they're remaking now, amazing. Metal Gear Solid 4, 5, like just all of them, the graphics have been amazing. Like, and it's one hell of a franchise and a series. And Hideo Kojima is no longer with Konami, I believe. I think it was a full split. There's a whole story behind that. I'd have to rehash it to remember all the details. So he's not there anymore, and I don't think he has the rights to Metal Gear Solid anymore. I think those stayed with Konami. Damn it, Chuck. Konami. So, that's why I'm glad it's just kind of a remake. I'm glad they're not like making another Metal Gear Solid, like Metal Gear Solid 6. I think that would be kind of, I don't know. And the original, like in Metal Gear Solid 5, they didn't use the same voice actor that they had always used. the voice actor that they had always used, which is a very iconic voice in gaming. You know, like you get that voice, and it's Snake.
Change the
You know, it's Snake. You know, it's Solid Snake or whatever. And then in Metal Gear Solid 5, they let go of the voice actor whose name is David Hayter, I think his name is, the real actual voice actor, and they brought in homeboy from which I think was a good choice. Like if they had to do that, if they had to like change, which I wish they hadn't, but they did. They picked a good actor. I'm trying to remember his name. Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh wow, I love him though.
Yeah,
he's one of my all-time favorite actors.
Dude, remember 24?
Yeah.
Fuck,
dude.
I could not stop watching 24, dude. I was just every episode. Fuck, how is this even real? Young Guns, of course, classic. Yeah. Most of
his father,
some
Donald
of our listeners aren't going to know.
Like just that whole. I love everything about them. There's just something. Yeah, that
you
just
like
adds to a role when they're in it, especially
Make
like
you a little
westerns
doughy.
and stuff like that. I was a huge Young Guns fan, dude. I probably saw that movie 10, 15 times at the theater. Like, I love that freaking movie.
What was that going for back then? Ticket at the theater in the Young Guns times.
$4, I would say, maybe.
$4, man.
Yeah,
you could probably get a pop for 99 cents and be good to go with $5.
Big old bag of popcorn. We had like an old school sort of theater in our town back in those days. It got tore down eventually, but
of course they tore it down. They're always tearing down
yeah,
good shit.
It had that marquee thing, you know, with the millions of light bulbs, you know, kind of like from back in the day. It's called the Roxy Twin. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Did Mark E just stand outside in front?
His arms kind of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The light bulbs. I thought you were saying there's a guy named Mark standing out in front. You go to the theater, Mark's outside. He'll say, "Take it." Marquee, the lights. You mean?
Yeah.
Or is that the sign?
Yeah. I think that's what that big old, you know, traditional movie theater sign thing is called, the marquee.
I'm like, who's Mark?
Isn't that's like that race in Star Trek, the Maquis or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're
the
bad.
Maquis.
They're all
dude in
like
Star Trek Voyager.
They're like
Or are they in Deep Space Nine?
Chakotay was one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, the Maquis.
Yeah.
That's what we said. No, yeah, they're in all of them, man. They were in Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and I think they were even brought up in Next Gen.
Yeah, I probably saw the most of them in Deep Space Nine. I think it's got something to do with Bajor and kind of that whole situation. And then that, was it Lieutenant Rogue? Like, she kind of went rogue and joined up with him for a while.
Ro Laren.
Yeah.
A lot of people want her to come back. What else do we got on the gaming front? Dude, what's up with those headphones? I don't know anything about them, man. The PlayStation headphones.
I don't know a ton of like specifics about it. What I saw was they're kind of like earbuds, more like what are those Apple Pods that everybody's got sticking out of their ears or whatever.
I got some of those. Yeah,
the wireless ones.
You got a problem? You got a problem with them?
I miss the cord, to be honest with you. I think there's something that just looks kind of weird when someone's standing around with those in their ears. But
what are you trying to say, man? Let it out.
The functionality I like, and I wonder if this won't kind of replace the headset, and you know, be a little less cumbersome and rechargeable. I guess kind of like I guess the headset's already rechargeable.
Okay, so but they're just PlayStation headphones then.
That's what I'm taking. I didn't get as much information about them as I did something called Project Q, which is
oh, dude, what's up with that?
So it's kind of like it looks like to compete with the
Switch,
the Nintendo Switch. It's almost like you've taken one of the DualShock controllers and put an 8-inch screen in between the two sides of it. Is exactly what it looks like. And the way I take it, it's like you have to already own a PlayStation 5, and this is essentially an accessory for it. And if you have it in rest mode and you have the game that you want to play downloaded on it, you can play that over Wi-Fi remotely from, you know, another side of town or, where you're traveled to or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Connect back to your PlayStation.
Interesting. Interesting. We'll have to see how that develops, because that makes me wonder if the accessory is going to be able to have its own downloaded content in terms of video games, or if it's all going to be just streaming over the.
I think it's all
over the net.
The way I take it so far, it's all just streaming. And I think that's one of the things that may be keeping the price down a little bit too.
Were they quoting it like somewhere? They were like thinking about pricing it at anywhere between like $150 and $300 or something.
Exactly. I see $199 to $299 is the rumored price. Late 2023 is sort of a release date. We know the screen's going to be 8-inch, and the controller essentially that DualSense controller, and it's going to have a PS5 and Wi-Fi for remote play. PS5 and Wi-Fi will be required for remote play, is the way that sort of is going to shake out. So, seems interesting though.
Maybe we should do an episode on like handhelds, dude, and how they've like how they've advanced over the years. Because I had a Game Boy back in the day, and that was one of the first generations of handhelds. I mean, I had the old Game Boy, dude, the black and white one that was just like a brick, a fat brick, dude. And I had that Tetris and the Super Mario Land.
I'll tell you.
And then I had a Sega Game Gear after that.
Something that I've noticed in gaming in my later years here, it's kind of hard for me to see on that screen. Like I was playing Ark on the Switch, and like the real fine details, it's like I could see my character moving around and things, but like when I'm looking in the menu and things, and especially like zooming down into that, like it's just I can't read it.
Well, have you checked your eyes lately, dude? I mean, you're full grown.
No, I mean
you're full grown, bro. You got to check
you
your.
Get to this place like where
big blues.
Like I've been, kind of always had eye problems or whatever, and ended up having that surgery and got them fixed or whatnot. But there's this part where like reading becomes a problem, like seeing things close up, and you need reading glasses for it when you get older, and there really ain't shit that can be done for that.
No, I mean, I think that happens to like most men, like when they're getting close to their 40-year mark.
Yeah,
or something like that. Their eyesight starts to go downhill.
It's one of the things that kind of takes away a little of the hype for me when they're like, "Oh, we're making a new, handheld." I'm kind of like, but I did get that Switch, and I have enjoyed it. It's just I notice my eyes kind of get tired, like if I play it for really long sessions. But the Switch you can hook up to a TV, and I wonder if this will also eventually have a. Obviously, if you were at home, you'd just play your PlayStation hooked up to your TV. But let's say I'm remote and I'm at a hotel. Is there going to be a device like the little black thing that the Switch has, where I kind of sit my Switch down into it, and there's an HDMI cable that goes to the TV? Because that's what I did on my most recent little trip. And then you're back to TV size, interacting. So
that seems weird to me. Like, why pull it from your home console to X or Y location over Wi-Fi if you can just pull it to the device from the cloud itself? Because our games are already on the cloud, right? They're already kind of like, because I don't think you're not gonna stream via Wi-Fi the games you have downloaded on your PS5. You'd stream.
Yeah, you are. That was one of the things it says. It says they have to be downloaded onto your machine, and it has to be in rest mode.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to unpack this a bit more.
Yeah, there's an article in a website called The Shortcut, which is kind of like a little news, sort of gaming news sort of thing, and it said Project Q should work outside of your home, but your experience will vary greatly depending on your Wi-Fi connection. You'll be able to stream games from a PS5 via Wi-Fi, and your console will have to be in rest mode so it can be activated remotely. While this provides a pseudo-portable PS5 experience, it isn't the same as playing on something like a Nintendo Switch. Games will need to be installed on the PS5 console to get them to work on Project Q via remote play. According to Sony's fine print, the PSVR 2 games won't work on the handheld. So, see,
kind of sounds like a money grab.
To me, it's probably keeping up with Nintendo Switch, because there are like certain folks that, you know, they've got a big following and probably like that portability. I could see in households like, say, where you got several brothers and sisters and mom and dad, everybody wanting sort of control over the good TV. It's easy to, you know, sort of grab your Switch and go to your room and, you know, grab your handheld, your Project Q here, and, you know, kind of do your own thing.
Also, dude, what's up with the name, man?
I think that's like an in-house thing right now.
Yeah, that's got to be like the name of the mission, you know? Operation so-and-so, and the name of the whatever is something else.
Yeah, because some like movies do, where they say they have the working title or whatever.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll, well, we'll see. I mean, it sounds like, it's funny because I hadn't heard of this until you sent me that little article, which I won't lie, I got through part of it. I didn't get to read the whole thing. But I don't know, there's not enough for us to really like, or maybe there is and we just haven't seen it, but I hadn't heard about it, so I don't know. I can't really formulate an opinion around it, but it sounds like it's already coming out soon. So
late 2023.
Yeah, so most of everything should be ironed out. If I was them, I would just release this device and make it as capable as possible, like maybe capable of downloading its own games in the actual device itself, so that you don't have to like stream anything. Because and this is me thinking from my reality of where I live, and you know, I would suspect that you want to make your product sellable to a whole gamma of consumers in all different types of situations. But in a place where the internet isn't that great, or isn't extremely great, because you need to have really good internet for that kind of stuff to work. You know, streaming the game is one thing. It running smooth while on your device is another thing. And then your interaction with it, the actual gameplay and its response time, you know, against that download rate of Wi-Fi. You know, I don't know how, you got to have really good, you got to have some Tomahawk internet for that to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to
get a few stars to line up for this to happen. You're right. Because imagine if you left home and you forgot to put that PlayStation 5 in rest mode. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, fuck, I spent a fucking $300 and forgot to, God, how can they, why didn't they, it should be able to, why doesn't it?
I'm calling my neighbor. I'm like, hey, Mr. Jones, hate to bother you, but you think you can swing by the house
there's this one spot on the fence that's pretty low. You should be able to jump over it.
Yeah, there's a key under the mat.
There's a key.
It's like,
don't mind the pile of,
yeah.
I know you're going to see a really weird statue in my living room. Don't pay attention to that. Unimportant.
Yeah.
Not important. Continue into the living room.
Yeah. You got to turn it on.
Don't mind the painting on the, you're going to see a painting on the wall. It's really going to throw you off. Don't mind that. Onward. Yeah. Approach the television. White box on the left. Little button. Yeah. You're going to see a little...
Yeah. Imagine having to have him turn it on and then get it into rest mode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, dude.
I could see me having to call my mom or something to get her to do that when I was young.
It's like, all right, the phone call isn't working. Let's go into FaceTime. Yeah. I really need you to get this thing into rest mode for me. Okay? You know, I'm not around the block. I'm on the other side of the country. This is very important to me.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
I could see, the power going off or something after you left, and then the whole thing shut down, and
yeah, and it's not uncommon for the power to go out here where I'm at. I mean, it's not like common, but it happens. We're used to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're used to it here.
It's ain't exactly downtown Manhattan over here either, for sure.
Yeah.
It's going off pretty regular here at the house for some reason.
You're like, I got freaking 10 gig internet, but it's still pretty rural. Lucky bastard, dude. When I had my last internet, it was literally like the download speed was like 1.3 megabytes per second. Can you imagine that, dude?
1.3.
1.3 megabytes.
Wow.
My download speed now with Starlink is between 250 and 350. 250 and 350 megabytes per second. So I went from 1 to 250, 350. Yeah, it's a whole new world.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, dude. It really is a game-changing thing.
Huh. No pun intended.
I mean, I don't got what you got on there, but it's pretty good.
Dude, this is like 10 gig over here. It doesn't do 10 gigs at once. Like I think it... Honestly, the speed is probably not that much different. I want to say one of the things it does well is do several things at once.
Check it real quick. Check it on your phone. You can check it right. Just type in fast.com. We'll check it real quick.
Speed check here.
Let's speed check, fellow gamers, fellow listeners. You can do one with us. Whoa, close that. That's a porn site. Oops. Just kidding.
OnlyFans.
All right, mine is. All right. Nice. Oh wow. Yeah.
Do you have to,
all right.
do, have to
That's
do
not
anything
bad.
to get the test?
See, look at that. 220 megabytes per second. That's not
Mine
bad.
says 1.8.
What?
Oh, it's doing the. I don't have I don't have it hooked up to the internet. Here, let me switch it over here. That's over cell phone.
We want to see your rate, Chuck. Show us your rate.
Let's go big.
Show it. Show us. Show it to me.
Switching over to
Show it to me.
the modem. Going back.
5 months later.
Oh, it's gonna be. It looks. It's gonna be pretty big. Look at that.
So put it up. I can't see.
Can you read
I
it?
can't see. Can you move it?
1.1 gig.
Damn, son. Fuck, dude. That's so fast, dude. No wonder you're like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna start downloading Warzone. I should have it here in about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, no way, dude. I was like, no way you're gonna have that ready in 5-10 minutes. We're gonna have to play something else. You're like,
Boom.
oh, all right. Well, I'm just gonna leave it downloaded.
There it was.
Fucking 4 minutes later, hey, it's ready.
People make fun
No
of Tennessee
way.
for being rural, and looky there.
Look at there, internet folks.
Read them and weep.
Download haters.
No, that fiber, man. It's good in your diet and it's good in your internet. That's the way I feel about it.
We're still about, I don't know, 12 years out from that here. Just kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Chuck, we've been getting at it for about an hour. Do you have anything else before we call it a pod?
Let's go get some
Get
more
this
kills.
out to the listeners? You want to get, dude, me too. I want to get some more kills. You're really on fire right now. It's kind of
I better
like,
capitalize on
I
that.
can just chill out, you know, hang out in the corner of Suki Castle and Ashika Island, and you can do all the work.
That's
I'll just
right.
kind of, you do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
I'll just keep throwing plates at you. Here you go, man. Plate up, B. Plate up. You're good. Hey, get away from him. Clack, 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 clack. There you go. Kill him.
I feel like I should
Thirst him.
Maybe I can graduate from the Ovox School of First-Person Shooterdom. Like
The Ovox School of getting on your ass. Hey, man, get off the street. Hey, cover. Shoot from. No, I'm being extra hard. There have been. Oh, dude, that. And you can't say that this didn't happen because I was watching it from the replay kill cam, dude. We were so close to getting. I mean, we were in like second place position on that resurgence. I think it was like yesterday or the other day. I get smoked. So it's all Chuck at this point. It's all Chuck. There's no more resurgence. That's past. And I'm just watching him because, I mean, that's it. Any Warzone players know that once you're out in that final bit, you're just watching your players carry the line, right?
yeah, it's when
Fucking Chuck comes out. There's a street, man, one of those dirt road streets. He's crossing over to I don't remember. He was crossing over. I think this was on Al Mazrah. And I'm just watching, dude. He comes out to cross the street. One of it's duos, by the way. One comes out to face him. Chuck freaking drops, Gets the kill. The guy goes down. He's not dead yet. Hasn't thirsted him. Guy goes down. And, you guys can relate to this. Sometimes the guy observing in the kill cam has a view, an angle that the actual guy, in this case Tomahawk, doesn't have. So I could see a player that he couldn't quite see yet. He did eventually see him. But what I observed, I watched Chuck. I was like, Chuck, enemy on your left. And he does a full fucking circle, like a crop circle in the middle of the road. Like, where? He just starts running in this big circle. You were running. Anyways, long story short, that guy came up on your 6 and just gave you the smoke right in the middle of the street.
I can see why it looked like that to you, but I will, in my defense, say the smoke was coming. And so what happened is I realized I was in that street, and I decided I was going for cover, but then I realized the direction I had ran was into the smoke, and so
no, it was the opposite.
So I had to turn around and yeah, I never saw that guy, but I could kind of feel that that's where that was coming from a little bit, and that's why I wanted to run back toward that smoke. But you're right.
You're trying to take cover.
You're right.
It's too late.
Because I got to watch the kill cam from his perspective, and it was just like you described. It was
like, why are you running in a circle?
And that's happened before. Like especially on the PC, like I was saying, when it gets really close, it's like I can turn so fast with that mouse. Sometimes, like I lose control. Like it's like, I've got the sensitivity.
I turned twice and I'm looking at the back again.
yeah. That's like kind of a balance thing. Like where at mid range, I've got sensitivity pretty high to get my gun up there, really quick. But it falls apart at super short range. And I remember once before you said that I literally just watched you run in circles. It's. But when you can't see the enemy, like you need to keep looking for him. I can't just be like, well, couldn't see him. I don't want to get caught running in circles. Like,
you're like, hey, bud, I didn't freeze, so take that.
Yeah,
take those apples.
Yeah,
I didn't freeze. No, dude, that happens to me all the time. I just thought it was particularly funny because, sometimes it's about the angle. It makes something funny. It's like, get the right angle, Like if I hit the camera at the right angle, I can't see any of my gray hairs. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that angle.
With that gray shit
yeah,
form.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't need that just for men, bitch. I got angle. I got angle for men.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some more kills. Hey, everyone, thanks for tuning in for another episode. I think this is episode 27. This was a fun one, just chit-chatting, getting some laughs in. If you want to follow us, that'd be awesome. We're pretty much everywhere on the internet, all of the social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and anywhere you look for us. Our handle is at NWG Podcast. And if you enjoy the pod, if you enjoy joining our convos, please show some love, rate, and review the podcast on whatever your favorite podcast platform is. That would help us tremendously. And if you do hit us up, we'll shout you out on the pod. Of course, we'd love to, give you a shout out. Unless you don't want. If you don't want, then it's all good. Maybe you can just send us in a message and just say, hey, shout me out, but don't say my name or something. We keep it anonymous.
That's right.
Keep it anónimo way in Espanol. So we can do that too.
So deleted.
Whatever floats your panga, which is a Mexican fishing boat. Yep. You'll see him here if you ever come visit. And if you do come visit, I'll probably take you to a jiu-jitsu class. What was that?
I want some of that panga action. I want to catch one of those big
Catch one of those massive fucking fish that take like an hour just to reel in.
Dude, I heard like some of those pangas, like they have to like be pulled out by the other boat. I want that experience, like where they hook them up with cables and the one good boat gasses it, and you can kind of see through the front where they've ran it up in the sand so many times.
Dude, some people go down to Punta Lobos just to watch the spectacle. Like, no, we don't even want to fish. We just want to watch these people bring in these boats. A lo mexicano, carnal.
Dude, I've got to.
All right.
Yeah, I got to get that.
Oh, no, wait, no, say what you got to say. Let it out.
We should do that one of these days when I'm visiting. Dude,
get back down here, man. It's been a little bit.
It's time.
And you got a life down here you need to attend to.
That's right.
Keep things moving forward, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. We love you all very much.
Qs to bring with me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bring a Project Q. We'll test it out. And bring your microphone so we can do a pod together in vivo, live.
That's right.
thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you and stuff. And Chuck, I really appreciate you, man. Let's get some kills.
Much love. See you all next one.
Adios.